agree it was a little bit egregious how much Pat Forde was reporting things about Will Wade, whether it be right before the SEC tournament, right before the NCAA tournament, whatever it may be. I do feel he was a little egregious in that. However, we do and can confirm today that Will Wade and LSU got a notice of allegations in reference to the things that he was investigated for in 2017. Now, this does not and is not the end-all, be-all for Will Wade and LSU. Now, the way that this normally works is LSU has about 1 to 2 months, I think it might be a little over 90 days to respond to the NCAA of what they want to do on these notice of allegations. There will be a hearing, and then a determination will come down. Pat Forde talked about it. The NCAA, you can go on their website, and they break it down for you. But I'm just going to give you the cliff notes here. LSU does have to respond within 2 months, and the NCAA will respond back to LSU. A hearing will commence, and then we will have more of a ruling of what's going to happen not only with Will Wade and LSU. However, I have to say this, and here's where a rant will come into it. As someone who has been doing the podcast since late 2019 and has been doing this since 2017, not always on video, not always on podcast, but reporting stuff about LSU, and for you that have been following us since 2017, that you'll remember that's when we started. A lot like the same time that Will Wade was getting these allegations against him. I have to say, I'm a little bit tired of all of this. I'm kind of glad that this is coming to a head. I am glad that no matter what happens to Will Wade at LSU, we can finally move forward from all of this. It's been way too long. And to that point, the NCAA, it should not have taken them this long for this investigation. Now, did it take a little bit longer due to just the simple nature of the FBI was involved? I don't really know. We'll find out more about that when all and everything is released by LSU and the NCAA. But we do know that LSU has a notice of allegations. So let me be the first to say, to everyone that does not believe Pat Forde and has not believed Pat Forde that a notice of allegations was coming, guys, I'm going to tell you something that you don't want to hear. He was right. It might be very, very difficult for you to hear, but he was right. I don't know if there's a scenario where Will Wade is going to be out now for the SEC tournament, how LSU is going to deal with all of this, what is in the notice of allegations. That, guys, I don't know. If I did know, I would tell you. I have no idea at this point. That does not mean that as this continues to go on, maybe tomorrow morning, later tonight, that we won't find out more about what are in those notices of allegations. But I will admit right now, I don't have a lot of confidence of outside of the rumors of what the notice of allegations are to run out here and tell you about them. I'm sorry for that. But I'm not going to come out here and spew something I don't know to be factual. What I do know to be factual, though, however, is this. Will Wade, Scott Woodward is not a type of individual that likes things like these to happen on his watch. I am not saying fire Will Wade. I want more conclusive evidence about what's going on, about everything that's going on, and what the NCAA violations will be. Does he have to serve a 10-game suspension? Does he have to serve a 5-game suspension? Whatever it may be, I want to know before I make a determination. But nevertheless, the time of the General Will Wade and they're after him kind of feels like it's coming to a little bit of an end. So the stuff that was reported it would seem as if the NCAA has the evidence at the current moment to give LSU a notice of allegations. Now, I can sit here and go off on the NCAA. The NCAA has been a organization, an association rather, that when it comes to these kinds of things, they really don't know what they're doing. So Will Wade's punishment might not actually fit the crime there as well, too. For Will Wade, that really stinks. But the NCAA is full of nothing but corrupt, glass-wearing wannabes that have no idea what they're doing. Guys, look at the NIL, transfer portal, whatever you want to name of how they treated football and basketball season a couple of years ago. I mean, we all know what was going on there. Completely fumbled this entire situation. And we're expecting them not to fumble the Will Wade stuff. However, a notice of allegations normally does come with, they have evidence. It's not a good mixture here. Now, one thing that Pat Forde reported that I do know and do feel comfortable about talking about is the stuff that he was talking about with LSU football. The thing that Pat Forde is wrong about is that, and LSU has already imposed self-penalties on the Our Lady of the Lake stuff, the bowl ban, the scholarship withdrawal, the OBJ handing out cash. Here's the truth. If for that specific thing, like the Odell Beckham handing out cash after a national title to a guy that was going into the NFL draft, I don't think that that's a bigger deal than Art Briles at Baylor that you really didn't give a big-time sentence to, meaning not Art Briles, but the University of Baylor. That punishment will not fit that crime. Hey, don't let him go recruiting for a day. Sounds good. They already self-imposed it. When it comes to football, I don't believe that Pat Forde completely knows what he's talking about, because talking to people around that building, they're kind of like, dude, we've already gone through this. We've already done this. The NCAA already talked about it. Now, if the NCAA comes back and says something, then we got to talk about it a little bit more. But when it comes to LSU football ops and LSU football, I really don't know what he's talking about, and I do feel like he is stretching and reaching there. But I do want to tell you something that I don't think you're going to want to hear. If this starts trickling into other sports, the Will Wade investigation starts trickling into other sports, which it already has, I'm not willing to sacrifice LSU football for a stupid investigation, which Will Wade was on the FBI wiretap for. I'm not. Nobody, and I mean absolutely no one, is bigger than LSU. Nobody. My allegiance, my fandom does not fall for a specific coach. It falls for LSU. Long after Nick Saban, Les Miles, Ed Orgeron, Skip Berkman, Paul Mainieri, Jay Johnson, Brian Kelly, Beth Torina, Will Wade, John Brady, Dale Brown, whoever the coaches were in my lifetime, those coaches are not bigger than the programs or the programs that they run. Now, James Craig, the former offensive line coach, in his affidavit did state that he felt and could prove that his firing was due to the NCAA investigation of Will Wade. This is trickling over some. So I am not, beyond a shadow of a doubt, going to give Will Wade the benefit of the doubt when this starts trickling into football. That is opinion for me. And you're a grown-ass person. You can make that determination by yourself. But my sacrificial lamb in this will not be LSU football. We come in here, we cut up, we have fun. I am serious right now. If that means firing Will Wade, bye-bye, see you later. As Glenn Rollins would say, pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. As Tum Tum would say from the Three Little Ninjas, see ya. No way, no how. That might piss you off. I don't care. All right. Deuces, as Country Granger said. See ya. No way, no how. Rick says, and we'll get to Memphis Spence. Got to give him a lot of credit, bro. The Mac Daddy known as Memphis Spence came in here and told y'all got on his ass too. I hope Memphis comes in here